Stop what you're doing right now. I've got news that's going to shake the crypto markets to its freaking core. And no, this isn't hype, folks. Institutions, the ones who begged for ETFs and told us they were long-term players, guess what? They are now unloading Bitcoin and Ethereum at a pace we haven't seen before. And that's just the beginning of what we're about to cover. This is going to get deep. This is going to get deep, folks. Because look, while all this is going down, Wall Street's dumping. And XRP is setting up for a move that could catch the entire market off guard. And to top it all off, Gemini just dropped a cryptic XRP teaser that has everyone buzzing. And if you know how these things play out, you realize this might not be random at all. I'm going to connect the dots for you. By the end of this, you're going to see exactly why this correction isn't the end of the bull run. It could be the ignition switch for what's about to come next. Without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint, your one and only stop for all your crypto needs. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're coming back for some more of that good info, do me a favor. The ultimate way to support the channel is by pressing that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more likely these videos are to be sent through YouTube's algorithm and pushed out to all of our lovely XRP holders, crypto holders, XRP Ripple believers, whatever you are. But you're here because you're about to have one of the best shows you've ever experienced in your life. Now, without further ado, let's get into the markets. Bitcoin, $113,581. It's currently down 1.68%. Ethereum coming in at 4,213. It's currently down 1.85%. And XRP, yeah, buddy, it's holding, man. It's fighting. It's in the fight of its life right now. Coming in at $2.89. It is currently down 4%. Hey, it's down the most, but I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. I know how this ends, and it all ends with a double-digit XRP. September, we know how it usually goes for the markets, but you know what? We also know what happens in October. Well, inside, I put this out. Fidelity sells over 2,000 Bitcoin, worth over $246 million. And then we get this, more institutions selling. So let's talk about this for a second, because something's going on here, right? Something big is cooking. So we got the ETF giants out there selling off their Bitcoin and Ethereum at a record pace. Alt shares, they dumped over 559 Bitcoin. BlackRock sold over 490 Bitcoin. And then we come to find out that BlackRock sold almost 20,000 ETH, and Fidelity joined the party as well, selling over 17,000 ETH. So that's not retail panic selling, right? That's the institutions, lightening up their bags. Maybe their bags hurt. They're trying to lighten the bags up a little bit. But here's the hook. Most people will see this and think, oh no, here we go. The bull run's over. A repeat of 2020. We never got a blow off top. We never got that euphoric moment in the markets. Everything that got cut short. Time's over. Pack it up and pack it in. We're about to take off and go back to our bear market for the next 4 years. Wrong. Wrong. This is what the institutions when they want to reset the board. They lock in profits on strength. They let the market bleed, and then they'll reload when everyone else is scared. You know what's happening on crypto Twitter right now? People are getting scared, folks. But for those of you who listen to this channel day in and day out, you're not afraid. You're looking at this dip as the largest, the biggest buying experience out there. You're buying the dip because you know how this story is going to end. So the lesson here, it's simple. Don't panic when they dump. Watch what they do next. Because these same players, they fought tooth and nail to get ETFs approved. Do you think they're out of the game? Do you really think BlackRock and Fidelity are out of the crypto game? No way. This is what we call positioning. And that brings us to XRP. Because while Bitcoin stumbles, XRP might be gearing up for something special. Here's the chart. Craig put out an update on this. We covered it yesterday. This is XRP versus Bitcoin. Let me blow it up for those of you looking at the screen. He said, we just swept the lows that he was targeted on the XRP to BTC pairing. Exactly what he wanted to see. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. His short-term scalp of the XRP to USD got stopped out when Bitcoin bled below the $114,000 zone. It's like, that's just what happens during trading. You can't win them all, and he's right. But then he said, here's the key though. He says he still thinks that the setup is valid. The thing that he's looking for, the most important thing right now, is that Bitcoin needs to find some kind of footing on the lower time frame. He says if Bitcoin can put in a floor here, XRP is primed for a rally to the upside. So when we look at Bitcoin, we look at the Bitcoin chart and the current price, your floor, you got a massive liquidity zone sitting around 110 to 112. That would be a perfect floor. Are we going to stop there? Honestly, we don't know at this point. It's early. Could we? 100%. Massive liquidity zone. And if we do stop there, XRP is primed for that next move up, that next rip up to get above into that $4 region. That is what we're paying attention to for the short time frames here. Bitcoin is stabilized, and an XRP is going to be that coin that rips while everyone else is still licking their wounds. And I like when XRP rips when everyone else is still licking their wounds. I mean, you would see one of the most parabolic rises as the rest of the market is still down, still recovering, still beat up. You would just see XRP take off and absolutely rip to the upside. Then we get this. I put out this beautiful, beautiful thread, okay? So Gemini comes out yesterday. I wish I had it pulled up. Hold on. Let's pull it up for you live on screen. I know we did it pretty early. Gemini dropped a banger. Give me a second here. Right here. So Gemini drops this tweet. The next era of rewards is preparing to launch. And you can see they have the X, the R, and the P all in capital. Okay? So yeah, Gemini's trying to get a little into the riddle game, a little into the cryptic teaser. I like it. I like it a lot. No caption, no context, just vibes here, right? And in crypto, silence is louder than words. The XRP community went nuts, and for a good reason. Let's think about the possibilities here and what they could be doing. Okay, Gemini could be launching XRP payments. Maybe they're integrating XRP ledger-based DeFi tools. That would be pretty cool. Or, and this would be huge, maybe, just maybe, they could roll out staking or central bank digital currency connections through the XRP ledger. Now remember, Gemini just went to Ripple for a 75, it was either million or billion, I forget, I know there's a big difference, a loan from them on RLUSD. So something's cooking here. Okay, something's cooking. And it was on RLUSD, maybe the staking is coming back to you in RLUSD because, you know, that would be the equivalent of $1 instead of giving back XRP, which would make sense. And be very interesting. We've got to pay attention to this. But let's not forget here that the XRP ledger isn't just another blockchain. It's already powering cross-border payments, NFTs, and central bank pilots. So Gemini tapping into that ecosystem could be a massive credibility boost for XRP in the United States. Folks, this isn't hype. This is adoption. This is how adoption happens. First a hint, then a rollout, then the floodgates. Keep your eyes on this one because tiny teasers like this often precede massive announcements in crypto. I would take a guess that Gemini's either coming out today with it or it'll be a Monday announcement. If I had to take a guess, it would be today. So let's bring this together. Let's connect all the dots here. Institutions are dumping Bitcoin and Ethereum, but don't let the red candles fool you. That's not the end of the bull run. That is just them resetting the board. XRP just swept key lows and looks primed for the upside if Bitcoin stabilizes here. And Gemini's teasing something big on XRP. A massive announcement is coming. There is a hint that real adoption, more real adoption on XRP and the XRP ledger is right around the corner. The market's trying to shake people out. They're shaking that tree, folks, but that's exactly where you need to lean in. The bull run isn't over. The smartest play is no corrections or opportunities, not endings. Stay sharp, stay focused, because the next move here, it could catch the entire market sleeping. And you're going to want to be positioned when it hits. I'm going to leave it like that. Look, on your way out, hit that thumbs up button for me, and I'll catch everyone in a little bit. Enjoy your Wednesday morning.